biggest fear was finding a roommate that I would get along with.
One was that I would hate my roommates.
I have kind of like a kooky personality, and I was nervous that I would, like my roommates, that would be like overkill for them.
I was really scared of the Craigslist killer, was that I would basically live in a closet with a twin bed crowded into it.
Like roaches or bed bugs.
Bed bugs?
Bed bugs.
Meeting new friends.
That you're not going to have enough money to kind of live the kind of lifestyle that you want to live.
Not being able to afford living in New York.
One day I literally said to everyone, I was like, I think I'm gonna move to New York. So I'm gonna apply for jobs. And then I got a job and literally they were like, you're starting in 2 weeks. And it was really hard because it's, how do you find an apartment in 2 weeks? New York moves so fast. And my apartment, the lease didn't start till September, so it was a little hard when I had to come for a sublet in September.
Before coming across Sarah, I was using other brokers and had a negative experience with that. They just weren't helping me find stuff in the location that I wanted, so Sarah just kind of had our ideals in mind and wanted to find a good place for me and my sister to live.
I basically went to any apartment searching website that I could find, but it was just so many options, and then when you tried to call for all the apartments, the first thing they would tell you was that the apartment wasn't available anymore.
I moved here from the West Coast, so it was like a completely different culture, a completely new environment, and I just wanted to forego all that because I had to start my new job, and working with Sarah and with Perfect Strangers was probably the best decision I made moving to New York, and I had an amazing experience with them.
Working with Sarah was an amazing experience. I feel like a lot of my friends who moved to New York, the move was definitely one of their biggest fears and one of the things that they stressed the most about. But for me, once I got in touch with Sarah and decided to use Perfect Strangers, the weight was just lifted off of my shoulders.
And I attended a seminar that she did, and she like blew me away with all of her knowledge and how savvy she was with everything. So I kept her name in my head, and then when it was time to actually move, I emailed her. She got right back to me. She gave me like a ton of information about like, first you need to figure out your budget, then you need to figure out this, and like then we'll look for roommates. And like she made it so easy.
It wasn't until I used Perfect Strangers that I really was like, okay, this is what I want.
I instantly got along with Sarah when she had a phone interview with me because I never had to deal with brokers. I didn't know how like New York works when you're renting apartments and stuff. And Sarah's like so personable on the phone. She interviewed me, and then I got to interview my roommates before I moved in with them. And then she's like, what do you think? Like, do you think you can live with them? And I was like, yeah, they seem like a pretty cool fit for me. So yeah, I think she's great.
Everyone has that notion of like, oh, you're gonna move to New York, you're gonna be living in a closet. I actually have an apartment that's a lot bigger than I was expecting, way under my budget, and my roommates are amazing.
I would absolutely recommend Perfect Strangers to my friends because I had just the most positive experience I've ever had with a broker.
I tell people that actually finding a place to live was the easiest part of my move, and they don't really believe me, but it's absolutely true.
I recommend her to everyone that I hear who's like, I might be looking for an apartment in 15 years. I'm like, Sarah.
If you want to move to New York City, you should just go through Sarah. She'll save you so much time, so much money, and like you'll get amazing roommates who will be your friends for a really long time.